This episode is brought to you by LifeLock. Between two-factor authentication, strong passwords, and a VPN, you try to be in control of how your info is protected. But many other places also have it, and they might not be as careful. That's why LifeLock monitors hundreds of millions of data points a second for threats. If your identity is stolen, they'll fix it, guaranteed, or your money back. Save up to 40% your first year. Visit lifelock.com/podcast for 40% off. Terms apply. This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Fiscally responsible, financial geniuses, monetary magicians. These are things people say about drivers who switch their car insurance to Progressive and save hundreds. Visit progressive.com to see if you could save. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Potential savings will vary, not available in all states or situations.
What is going on, everybody? Ryan Leary, William Tinkup here with another episode of the BARF. It is Memorial Day weekend.
Indeed it is.
It is, and I have a funky sunburn on my face. So if you're watching, that's why my head is white and my face is red, because I put on crazy, what do you call this stuff? Sunblock. Like 90, like baby.
I've never put on sunblock. I'm not really sure what that is.
Yeah, well, I have to, because otherwise I burn. And then I show up to Cornerstone Connect this week with a burnt and peeling head.
Spark.
And I look like, Spark, my bad, And I look like some diseased person because I have a red and peeling head.
Yeah, that's definitely a your problem type of thing. I don't.
It is.
Really, my skin's got enough melatonin in it to where I don't burn. I just get darker.
Oh, I do. If tonight at the softball game, I will have a
little farmer tan.
Yeah, and then I'll have tan on my knees down and.
So is this a business case for wearing a wife beater?
You don't want to do that. No,
it's not a good look at the softball game.
No, not a good look on me. Period. We ain't going there. No,
not a good look on me either.
Yeah. However, we are going to the Lehigh Iron Pigs minor league game on Sunday, so I could probably rock a tank top there and get away with it because up that way it's it's
my kind of people. My kind of people. 100%.
Yeah. Although, I don't necessarily have the guns to go with it, so I'm gonna look like that out of shape dad bod with a white head.
It's all right. Just embrace it. Just take it on. Just you know what?
Yeah.
Embrace the stuff.
Yeah. Well, all right. So we got a lot going on. We are wrapping up and headed to Cornerstone Spark event.
Yep.
And it's in lovely Las Vegas.
The best part about that is it's at the Wynn.
Yes, it is.
So, yes, it's in Las Vegas, and okay, so there's all that stuff. But the Wynn, it holds a very special place in my heart because...
Oh, boy.
No, it's beautiful, but it's also so expensive that it calls out the riffraff. And their sports book is one of the best sports books in Vegas.
Yeah. It's pretty in there. It's nice.
It's beautiful people everywhere. Like, you know what? It's one of those deals. You're not going to the frontier or the Sahara or some other shithole. Yeah. It's like it's a nice bit. It's a nice place to have an event. And this is Cornerstone's user conference. And we went to one in Orlando last year. This one's going to be much bigger. We're going to go to the analyst event, which is that's always fun because you kind of get to hear what's going on, stories from different leaders, and then we're going to be doing some video, which is I think is going to be fun.
Yeah, and so I'm podcasting out there, and
I'm excited.
Right at the center of the expo floor hall. So if you hear this on the way to Spark, and you're like, "What am I going to do when I'm on the expo floor?"
Come on. Holla.
Come this.
Holla. Holla at your boy.
Yeah,
I did read something, though, that there's 150 million people traveling on Memorial Day.
Oh, That's a lot.
I might have made up that number, but that's not the point. The point is a lot.
150 million. I just said that's a lot. Like that's even happening.
No, it's crazy. And so they're basically saying, hey, listen, look for delays, look for people not having their real ID and all that other stuff, like legit. So just something to think about if you're traveling this Memorial Day.
Bring your passport and
100%.
just go with it, please, because
I got a real ID, so I'm good.
Oh, do you? I don't even know what the difference is. I haven't got
one
yet.
It's a star in the right-hand corner of your driver's license. It's yours. It would be your, I was about to say Philadelphia. That's funny. It's your Pennsylvania driver's license. Your
Philadelphia driver's license.
Dude, I could see y'all doing that.
Probably.
I can see that happening.
So we went to, my wife and I went to, I'll say it because it made me think of this. We went to the taping of The Daily Show this past week, which was phenomenal, by the way, and they got picked on. However, guys, like, he's going around asking everybody about, like, what they do. What do you do for a living?
Don't make eye contact. Don't make eye contact.
Yeah, and then he's making fun of him. Well, I didn't have to because he had a bald head, and he's just like, I was one of the last people. And of course, he like picked on me. And he's asking everyone what to do for a living. We have pharmacists, we have psychiatrists, psychologists, we've got like doctor, we've got these fashion, founder who was also a guest on there. It gets to me. He's like, what do you do for a living?
Yeah, I'm a pipe fitter.
I'm like, I'm a podcaster. And he's like, yeah.
So is everybody else. What do you do?
Yeah, but what do you do? And I was just like, no, really, I am. He's like, what's your podcast about? And I told him work. He said, well, that's fucking boring. And then he's like, then Eric was sitting next to me. So I said, well, we also have a movie podcast. I figured that'd be more interesting, right?
Right.
And he's like, what's the last movie you did? Right? Everyone's like, oh, that's so cool. And he's like, what's the last movie you did? I said, The Departed. And he looked at me, paused, he goes, it's fucking 20 years old. And then he went on from there. And then I was just like, yeah, I just lost all credibility.
Yeah. Well, I've been meaning to tell y'all that, to get more play on the channel that y'all built,
you've got to go new.
Well, you do all the Oscars. So everyone that's been nominated for an Oscar, you review, you watch and review those movies, which means you'd have to go to the movie.
Yeah, we've talked about that. I just don't like movies.
The irony of having a movie podcast.
I know. And, the funny part is getting traction. We did Adolescents, which, I don't know. I was like, whatever. It's not that great.
Weak.
But they're all getting, whatever. It's fun. It's an excuse to drink and talk
100%
into a microphone. Anyhow, people are not here to listen to our antics.
This will probably be all cut out.
Yeah, we'll see how aggressive I want to get with that one. Yeah. So, all right, kick us off. What do we got?
All right, here's the first one. 42% of Gen Zers are currently working in or pursuing a blue-collar or skilled trade job, including 37% of those with a bachelor's degree. So it reminded me of a quote from Caddyshack. And the quote is, the world needs ditch diggers too. And basically what that means is, even all jobs, even those that may seem less prestigious, are necessary to contribute to society. So it was a joke because the guy was like talking about, like, I don't have the money to go to law school. And the guy was a judge. So he's just like, hey, the world needs ditch diggers too. So it was a joke. But at the same time, I looked at that stat, and that's exactly what I thought of. I'm like, the world does need ditch diggers.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, well, I did a story, was it last week, when we were talking about high school graduates coming out of high school and being offered, and in their junior year of high school, 50 to 75K to come out as an apprentice, as an electrician and or plumbing.
Yeah, we need them.
Yeah, well, yeah, and the stat was, I think it was like 500,000 electricians and 600,000 plumbers, or it could be reversed, by 2030 in the United States.
It's crazy numbers. And again, the guy who just moved in next to us is a master electrician. I believe I'll be using his services.
Probably.
I can afford them.
Yeah. All right. So Hitachi, and this story caught my attention because it said Texan in it. And I'm like, oh, we'll throw one in there for William.
Sure.
So Hitachi and Texas Credit Union are turning their onboarding into, or their AI onboarding. They move their onboarding, the AI onboarding, into an experience.
Right.
And this is what they're going after. Now, I can remember back when I went through onboarding, it was awful.
Oh,
I mean,
it's
this is
terrible.
20 plus years ago, but
A
it was
binder.
awful.
Did you get a binder?
I did. Yeah. I got a little binder with shit in it. And then I got these printouts, and it took me 2 weeks to get a laptop and fully connected. I'm like, I'm really getting paid to
First
come
three
in.
orders of business cards are wrong.
Yeah. Yeah, that's funny because we did get business cards. We did. Yeah, we did. That was pretty funny. And then, I can remember during onboarding, they gave me a list of the previous person's Rolodex.
Oh.
And they just staple it on the cards so that you can, flip through it. I'm like, okay, like this is what we're doing, right? I was young, well, whatever. Anyway, legacy onboarding was like death by 1,000 forms. That's like how I've always looked at it. It's just, it was inconsistent at best, not great. Anyway, Texas Credit Union took about 6 months. They rebuilt their entire onboarding process. They call by what's called robotic process automation. Okay. So anyhow, AI onboarding, there's mostly automation.
Right.
Humans are involved when human needs to be involved. So you're not just going in and getting,
right.
like, a human doesn't need to set you up for IT. A human doesn't need to set you up with access to 37 different software. So they dropped their on like account setup time from multiple days to 15 minutes.
Oh, that's great.
To under 15 minutes. Yeah. Actually, no, it was less than that. It was a minute, and under a minute to get full access once you have your laptop, to get full access to every software that you need and passwords.
I love that.
That's crazy.
First of all, I think just thinking of onboarding as an experience. What I love about the Workforce Agility Limited Series by Cornerstone was we talked to executives and customers all about skills. Skills. Cornerstone has a wonderful background in learning and development, training, etc. Their LMS is world class, but they've centered the business now, not just on that, like building upon that, but building upon how everything has moved to the skills economy. So check out the limited series called Workforce Agility, and you can get it wherever you get your podcast. And it's just a wonderful series where we talk to their executives on the shift of why, and also their customers that are using it. So check it out whenever you get a chance. Appreciate it. There's some companies that have done that as onboarding companies that have thought of that. So that's cool. Getting people, and especially getting the newer generations, making that mobile friendly and just easy. Like this, yes, there's a lot of things that you got to sign off on the sexual harassment policy and all these other stuff. Like, I get it. Like, there's a lot of compliance stuff that needs to be done.
You're doing all that on like a DocuSign, right? On
100%.
Yeah.
I think a lot of that has been pushed, at least practitioners tell me that a lot of that has been pushed to pre-boarding. So after they sign their offer letter, then they get all of that deluge of all of that stuff, and it's sign.
Well, they should do that with the car process too, because that car we just had to buy, that was fucking painful.
Oh my God.
Jesus God, can't I just hit one signature?
I don't understand. And again, all these things could easily talk to one another. All right, let me give you one. This is a direct quote, and this has ties to your background.
So, do tell.
AI has already replaced a couple hundred HR workers at IBM.
Fantastic.
Arvind Krishna, the company's CEO, told the Wall Street Journal IBM has increased hiring in software engineering and sales and marketing functions. Krishna identified as critical thinking, air quotes, domains rather than rote process work. This at the Wall Street Journal, of course. But so you might not know what rote process work means. I think I've touched the definition maybe once or twice in my life, but I went and looked it up again. Rote process work refers to tasks or processes performed repetitively and mechanically, often without a deep understanding of the underlying principles or rationale.
Kind of like recruiters. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have said that.
So as I look at, first of all, he says we've eliminated hundreds of HR positions. We're going to take that money and reinvest in these other things. But the real kind of demeaning part of this is basically saying you're not strategic, you're not critical, because most of your stuff is repetitive. And so we're going to reroute that money. So it is, I think, the most demeaning thing ever said about human resources, which that's a big list that I've ever heard.
But is it wrong? Is it false?
That's a great question, Ryan. It can be, yes. If an HR, because there are tactical HR leaders and there are strategic HR leaders, if we use that binary.
Sure.
Okay, so the tactical folks, this absolutely, yes, done, because they're just doing the same things that they did last week. The folks that are actually strategic, that think about the business, that are in the business, then that's demeaning to them.
Yeah, well, 100%.
Right?
100%.
And to think that sales and marketing don't have repetitive tasks and things like that is not true as well.
Yeah. Well, I think it's going to go across the enterprise. This is just kind of where they start.
And now it's time for the Plum stat of the show. When people flourish, business thrives. Unlock the benefits of 360-degree talent insights at plum.io.
All right, William, you know what that sound means? It is time for the Plum stat of the show.
Right.
You ready for it?
I'm ready. Right.
All right. According to Plum's research, only 32% of hiring managers feel confident they have the data they need to make accurate hiring decisions.
Okay, so the number troubles me. If they only have 30% and to be confident, their confidence has to be much higher. And again, that's a symptom, right? So
this is like presidential confidence levels here.
Right. Why are we at that number? And was it a bad intake? Was the recruiter not listening? Did they not deliver the right candidates? Did they not give them the data that they needed? That should be a strong number so that you can feel confident. I mean, hiring's hard, check.
Yeah.
And for hiring managers in particular, because they don't do it all the time. And I think that, as I look at that, it's just they need to feel really, really, really confident about the hires that they make. And I think the more we can do to increase their confidence level, the more they'll feel better about the hires that they make.
Yeah.
It's kind of circular, right? So one feeds the other. If only a third of these people are feeling that level of confidence, that's not good. And so
how do we what do we need to give them that?
I think we need to build a business case, and this can be AI or AI infused, but building a business case for the hire. I think you said this last week. It's like we've been in this world of just screening people out. But if we screen them in and we can build a business case with data.
Yeah.
And then I think that would help them because then they'd have data in front of them rather than anecdotal stories and things like that. Like that might have had a time and place. Maybe it never did. But I remember telling stories about candidates to people. Like, I really like her because rather than saying, listen, she took this assessment. Here's what the results from the assessment are. They match up with, like data. Giving actual data to somebody so that they can go look at the data, maybe challenging the data a little bit, but at least they have data.
Yeah, I think this is interesting because I think historically people never trusted assessments.
Yeah.
They just the trust wasn't there. It was kind of a BS thing. It was like a hocus pocus type thing, and
voodoo.
I've taken assessments for I remember taking it. I've only taken 2, but I've taken it, and I didn't really care, to be honest with you. I got like 20 questions in, and I'm like, all right, and now I'm just looking for the same question that's worded slightly different, so I'm not lying. Right. And this is how I would assume that a lot of candidates are doing this. And so I never put much weight into assessments.
But take scenarios. You put somebody into a scenario and there's a success rate in that scenario. So you put them into something like that, different from assessment. So that's skills testing and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That's pretty, either you could do it or you didn't.
Right. Yes or no. Yeah.
A little bit binary. I like those things a little bit more than behavioral assessments or personality assessments. I think there's a place for all of those to understand kind of where on the spectrum are they. We used it, 100 years ago, we used an assessment called True Colors. It's a 20 questions thing. And you were either a red, green, yellow, or red. And we then tested it with our folks and found out it's actually pretty accurate. Like reds were, outgoing people. They're outdoorsy. They're athletes. They're salespeople. They're this, that, and the other. And then we went back and then looked at our team, and we looked at other teams at other companies, and it's like tracks.
Yeah.
Green was like analytical, whatever. It was a simple test. It was more kind of like a BuzzFeed, what type of pizza are you?
Yeah.
But we checked it against our own people and the people, our clients.
Yeah.
And it kind of played out. Like
I think they do too. Honestly, I do think they do. I just never in the hiring I don't know. It just wasn't a thing. And for me as a recruiter, it was mainly I can't get recruiters this, but now I think it's a necessity.
Yeah.
I think you need that information.
Well, that confidence level of 32%, as a recruiter, putting the slate of candidates, you've got to give them more data.
Yeah.
And then,
so whose fault is that? Is that the recruiter or is that the company who doesn't have the technology behind it, the process behind it?
Well, then, if they don't, the recruiter can't do something if they don't have the tools.
And there you go. The plum stat of the show.
So we all know Klarna.
Yeah.
We talked about these guys a number of times, twice in the past, where their AI replaced about 800 jobs throughout the process in their customer service and stuff like that. We talked about this a couple times. Anyway, now part 2, they're hiring gig workers to replace the gaps, to fill the gaps. So hear this out because I don't hate this. So Klarna replaced, there's like 700-800 jobs, but here's really what happened. So AI took the easy stuff, right? Customer service, right? They took the easy stuff out. Done. Okay, good. They're now bringing in gig workers. So students, people in rural areas, so on and so forth, what they're calling flex gigs. So it's not a full reversal of the AI policy, but they noticed gaps. So the AI is really good at this part of it, right? This 75%, this 25%, the complex stuff, we still need a human involved. We need a human involved. We need the experience of the human to make sure that the customer is satisfied and happy and believes, right? They trust Klarna. So the hybrid model, bots for scale, human for complexity. But check this out, starting at $41 an hour.
I can dig that.
That's pretty cool.
Even if it's a 3-hour gig. Great.
And I believe they're all remote.
That's fantastic. So invest every week in TechCrunch or in any of those types of outlets. They talk about the Klarna in particular. They talk about the revenue to employee ratio is the best that they've seen in a long time.
At Klarna. Yeah. They get a lot of kudos for
they get a lot of that's one that basically everyone points to and go, we want that ratio of revenue to employee. We've used that revenue per employee deal a lot in the past in different ways. But all the investors, the entire investment community are in love with it. They're like, we want that.
Yeah. Oh, and they make money. So there you go.
Turns out. All right. Let's check this one out. All right. Ryan, I think you'll like this. Let's see. More than 2,000 baristas at Starbucks have gone on strike in the United States in protest against the company's new uniform policy. The new dress code rolled out by Starbucks on May 12th, requiring staff to wear black-colored tops and either khaki or black or blue denim bottoms. It aims to highlight the company's iconic green apron.
So every employee this is why when Starbucks did the whole fucking union thing, this is every one of those employees should be fired. The goddamn uniform. And you know what? The green is their color. That's their people know like there could be 20 baristas lined up from 20 different companies. I can tell you the Starbucks barista.
100%.
I can tell you the Chick-fil-A employee.
100%.
There's a reason. Now I don't go to Starbucks, and I actually sweat and get nervous when I have to order. It's like going to the casino for me.
Oh yeah.
I can't order, a mocha latte, extra cold foam, this and that.
Non-fat.
If you don't want to wear the uniform, don't work there.
I couldn't agree more. My bit on it was, I think it's smart. And green on pink is different than green on black. And the green on black for me looks dope. And again, brand standards. This is the new CEO came over from Chipotle, and again, this is basic. Like you have police officers, in your town, in my town, they have a uniform.
Yeah.
Okay.
Where do they get paid?
If you don't want to work at Starbucks, don't wear black.
Yeah. You know how many people so many people are unemployed or can't get a job.
Yeah.
And you're complaining? No. Stop it. No, I don't want to fucking talk about it anymore. We're going to cut this one out as this is going to be the clip that people are like, what? All right. $25 million federal pilot is under investigation. Not pilot like airplane.
Yeah.
Like my
software pilot.
Software pilot. So the company Ramp is under scrutiny for its bid to secure a $25 million pilot contract from the U.S. government from their Smart Pay program, which is about a $700 billion program. This is like company cards, expense cards, and things like that.
Right.
Currently, it's managed by Citibank and U.S. Bank. So they're just going after a small slice, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, Rep Gerald or Geraldo, I'm going to go Gerald Connolly, Gerald, whatever.
Geraldo? How'd you get Geraldo out of that?
I don't know.
That's some racist
Gerald,
shit.
It's Gerald, is investigating whether Ramp is receiving preferential treatment because of his political connection. So Ramp's backers include several really prominent figures that have ties to the Trump administration. Let me read them off to you. Peter Thiel.
Yep. PayPal.
Keith Reboz, Josh Kushner,
Jared's brother.
Jared. Yeah, Joe Lonsdale and Jeb Bush, all major donors or have a hand in the Trump administration, and now they're unseating two of the largest.
Who's shocked? Raise your hand if you're shocked. Come on.
Yeah. No.
This stuff's been going on forever.
I don't see anyone out there shocked. No. So a $25 million pilot is what they're going after. And then obviously, now they're a smaller company, but they have the tech infrastructure. They've been vetted by outside sources. They've got the infrastructure. They've got the resources to actually do what they're saying. That's not the problem. The problem is it looks a little shady. So we'll see where that goes. I'm assuming
every contract with the government in the history of ever has had ties to somebody.
Absolutely.
And that's municipal, that's state, that's federal.
Yeah.
My cousin Ed, come on.
Yeah. No, absolutely. So, I mean, right, wrong, I don't know, but it's a company in our space.
It's a big number. That is a big number. I have to admit.
Yeah. I mean, a small slice of $700 billion is a hell of a business. So
yeah, you don't have to have that many customers at that point.
Yeah.
All right. HR leaders get half of the amount of focused work time that they say they need each week, and meetings could be to blame. So of course I'm like, when I read it, I'm like, could be to blame. I think meetings, especially recurring meetings, are stupid. Generally, that's just my general thought. I think you should meet with an agenda and have decision makers in the room, or it's an email, it's a text, Slack, it's something. It's another thing, but it's not a meeting. But you and you're probably more anti-meeting than I am out of the two of us.
I get annoyed after like 10 minutes.
Yeah. It's like, again, we could have wrapped this up. If we were just talking about the one thing and then the one thing leads to the 15 other things, that's what I think happens to a lot of meetings, is they start with this idea that they're going to solve, and then all of a sudden goes off the rails.
Yeah, you lose focus. I mean, I don't know if I subscribe to a 10-minute meeting. Like that's tough.
Yeah.
Because we're human, right? We like to be. Now, I guess if we were, the top 10 CEOs in the world, yeah, you're in a 10-minute meeting, you're in and out, done. Yeah, I mean, a meeting could be a meeting.
My oldest brother, when he was in consulting, they worked for it was a technology consulting firm, and they had a rule that would offend nobody, bosses, CEO, whatever. They're in a meeting, and whenever the meeting was veering off, they would put up to little rabbit ears and go rabbit trail, and everyone would go.
I think you told me that before.
Refocus. Go. Why are we here? And they'd go back and it wasn't personal. They made like everyone was like, hey, listen, it all happens to us. If it happens to you, don't take it personal. Just get back on path.
Yeah, just get back on path. And honestly, once you get into that routine,
right,
it's much better.
It's much easier.
Like you flow faster. I think the challenge most people face is after the meeting, they don't act on the stuff.
Yeah.
Then they have to have a meeting because they didn't act. And
that's why that's why he eventually quit Warehouser, is they were having meetings to talk about the next meeting.
Yeah, that's what I hate.
And he came home one day, my mom and I, and he just said, I can't do that shit anymore. I just can't. But if you want to hack meetings, I've done this in the past, have standing meetings, and people will get to, because people can only stand for so long.
I couldn't get you to stand up in a meeting.
Yeah, but I did it with my employees. Yeah. And it was great because, man, they would get to the point fast. Like, hey, this is what we're working on. We're going to get this done by 2, and that's it. And it's like pass like a hot potato. And the other one is no electronics.
Yeah, just come in and do your thing.
Do your bit. Have a legal pad, have a pencil, do your bit. And, oh, by the way, if you can't check email or look at TikTok or some other stuff, it turns out that meeting becomes less like.
We don't have to go into this today, but we actually should probably do an episode because I think it'd be valuable for people. We've talked about this before. Start meetings with the most junior person.
Right.
Let them get their thoughts out, right? So they're not intimidated. So if you're in a meeting, I don't even think agendas help. Agendas, like, unless you're willing to. Now, we worked with a client, indeed, and their guy ran the agenda like butter. Like, it was like, and he had no issues pulling you back in.
Oh, and none whatsoever. All right, let's get back on track. Now, number 3 says.
Yeah, and it was perfect. It was fantastic. And that, I've never been fantastic at that. I just kind of like, all right, guys, let's go.
But both of us, we start kind of fading out of the deal. Yeah. And we become less productive because we've lost interest.
Yeah. Yeah. So, all right. Federal court orders Workday to notify applicants over 40 of potential AI bias. Now, we've talked about this twice before.
Yeah.
So this was a case that was brought back in, we talked about it in April and July of 24 of last year.
Right.
So here's the story. I'll give you the story first, and then I'll tell you kind of what the deal is. So Derek Mobley, he's a black man who is over 40. He has anxiety and depression. He applied to over 100 jobs through companies that were using Workday's AI-powered suite of tools, so all their AI hiring tools.
Right.
He claims that he was rejected every time, often within hours, suggesting that the AI system automatically screened him out without human review. Okay? Now, we know that's how systems work.
Right.
Okay. So the whole thing went back and forth, and we don't really know all the details, just kind of what's out there. Why this part's important, and it's being talked about everywhere on LinkedIn right now. But why this is important is this is actually a legit warning shot across to vendors. This is not just now the hiring company is not just the one at risk.
Right.
If they're using your technology and your technology isn't ethical or
it's proven.
It's right. You're now going to be held liable. So vendors can no longer stay out of harm's way, right? And just let the employer get smashed over the head, which we've seen 24 times.
Oh yeah.
Anyhow, this isn't my legal is not my strong suit, of course, but this definitely sets the stage for new regulations around hiring tools.
You've seen it in some of the states already enacted.
Yeah. New York is one of them. Yeah.
And New York's one of them. You're going to see more of this type of stuff. Software companies been able to hide behind that. We sold it to you. You have it. Yeah. You set it up the way you wanted to.
You didn't double check. Yeah. Now, we've also seen this with joint employers. So like staffing firms, hiring somebody, putting them on place at like a Subway, for example. They do something wrong. Who's responsible? Subway or the staffing firm who ran the assessment and background check and didn't catch something?
Right.
Right. And then there's pay and time off and all of that stuff. Same, different, but similar kind of lines.
Well, the only part of that whole story that I would love to know more about is him applying to 150 firms that use Workday. Was he case shopping? Was he? And I'm not trying to blame the victim here. That's not the bit. No. But we've seen this in other fields of law where somebody finds a bit and they're going to go around. Like McDonald's is famous for this. People would go around to order hot coffee
and spill it on themselves.
Or just the lid was loose and they'd spill it on themselves so they'd get a case.
Right.
At a certain point, it says on the lid. It does seem
fishy, right? Like I applied to a job or 100 jobs, and they all use Workday. They all use this hiring tool, and they all
seems like you sought that out.
Yeah. So anyhow, so the judge approved the collective action on this. This is the big thing. So now what this means is that anybody who's over the age of 40,
right,
who applied to these jobs using Workday or just using Workday can now join this lawsuit.
Class action.
Right. And so also on the reverse side, Workday has to now reach out to every applicant over 40 years of age.
Right.
And notify them that this is happening. So it's a big cluster all the way around.
I don't like it. I don't.
It spells weird.
It's I don't like it. I don't like it for Workday. They're doing too many good things. I don't think it's good for the industry. Again, we're now going to see more of this type of stuff, not just in hiring, but in the entire employee experience.
Hold them accountable. But I don't know. It seems, it just smells
right. Extremely punitive. All right, here you go. About 1.2 million immigrants joined the U.S. workforce last year, bringing the total number of foreign-born workers to 32.3 million. The workers now represent 19.2% of the U.S. labor force, a record, by the way. This is Bloomberg, so you can look it up. As I read that, I'm like, well, let's deport all the undocumented. That makes sense. Yeah. I'm sure all the American-born poor folks will pick up the slack. Said no one ever. So your political leanings aside, 20% of the American labor force is not born in America. That is a fact.
Yeah, and
that number's probably low.
Yeah.
Of the real numbers, right?
Yeah, that's a significant number. That's not nothing that winks at.
That's right. So as you think of deportations and you think of some of these other things that are happening, I get it. Whatever your political leanings, put them aside for a moment.
Yeah.
Where are those 20%? Where is that going to come from?
So people way smarter than me got to figure this part out. But I've often thought, if we're doing all of this, right? If we're doing all this deportation and we keep saying they're jobs that Americans don't want to fill, how about all of the homeless people that need jobs, right? Why wouldn't the government say, okay, you know what? We're going to reinvest this.
Homeless don't want jobs.
Well, not everybody, right? I mean, like, it's not like 100.
I've worked the homeless in Cleveland for 2 years.
But why wouldn't the government put something in place to say, let's have a program to get these people working, give them these jobs. They get these jobs. We train them. We give them housing, like put them forward and begin that. This could actually turn out to be something good. I mean, it's in my brain. I can't do it. But
at least 2/3 of homeless, mentally ill, addiction, vets, etc. They don't want a job.
It would be a massive undertaking, but just an idea if y'all are listening.
No, somebody's going to, hey, take that and run with it. All right. More than 200 CEOs signed a letter urging state leaders to mandate artificial intelligence and computer science classes as a high school graduation requirement.
Love it.
Axios, if you want to look that up. Now, of course, I didn't think they went far enough with that. I think they should go farther and not only do that bit and teach about AI, but have teachers use AI in every one of their classes.
Okay. Yeah.
So I guess the thing is education is so far behind because AI is changing everything so fast. So even corporates are behind. Like, we get that, but education it's 100-fold behind because they're still teaching biology the way they taught it 20 years ago. I don't need to know biology. I need to know how to prompt for biology.
Right. I don't disagree with this.
So getting them to teach a class on AI, okay, for what's going to be the curriculum? So there's that.
Yeah.
What are you going to actually teach people? And then, oh, by the way, if the teacher isn't fluent, or let's say fluent, doesn't have some literacy in AI, what are they teaching? Like, because Van and I talk about this all the time because I'll tell him how to hack his homework or test or whatever. And like his English test that he did just 2 days ago, his test was basically, teacher gave him an essay. It was a 2-page essay, and the kids had to edit the essay. Done. And then the second part of that is they had to then write an essay based on the same topic. Okay. So I told him, I'm like, all right, take a picture of the 2 pages.
That's a 15-minute homework assignment.
I said, take a picture of both pages. Great. Then prompt, what edits would a 15-year-old make to this essay? Yeah. It's in, how ChatGPT puts it out, and then he prompts it to then say, what, as a 15-year-old, what would be written about this essay? And he did that. They went into class, took the test. He's like, like, I'm not teaching them to memorize that bullshit.
No, and it's just how they should learn. It's
right.
So we, ways back, we got smart boards in the classrooms, right? We got the smart boards and this and that.
Did you ever have one that were printable?
Yeah, we did. Yeah.
Oh, those are dope.
Oh, no. I did not. No, I did not personally.
I had one in my office that you could hit print and send it to the printer.
Oh yeah.
And then also, it would also make a file out of it. It'd make a doc file.
Yeah, no, we weren't that smart. We had to get over it.
Well, it was expensive.
But we had the smart boards, right, in school.
Yeah.
Why, and I thought about this recently because we're doing the whole college tour thing. They allow the students to apply for programs, to go to local community colleges or universities, take these courses. Why not have it so that a professor comes in and runs a course for, maybe not every grade level today, right? I get it. There's a manpower issue. There's a learning issue. Fair. Understood. It has to be like a 12-month implementation to get this thing moving,
right?
And start it, because you can't wait 5-10 years. Yeah. Like this is too much. But why not have the professors come in and actually run a curriculum for an entire semester? It would probably be the most popular class in the high school. It would have the most value and impact in the high school. It's insane.
Well, I told you earlier in the week, Henry's not going back to Texas A&M. So here's a kid that had a full ride to Texas A&M and did his first year, loved it, but when he came home, he was just like, I did more stuff with AI in high school than I'm doing in college. Mm-hmm. He goes, the future is AI. And like 3 years and 4 years when I graduate, I'm going to be behind, not ahead. And so he's like, I want to stay home. And here's the commitment, like he's selling us. Mm-hmm. So here's the commitment, 6 hours a day of working in AI, a workout, and I'll DoorDash you
A
know,
workout.
I know workout. Like he takes Van and they go to the Y and they actually, so they're getting more muscular. It's almost to a point where I shouldn't threaten them physically. But anyhow, and then he door dashes and then he games. But that's his day, 7 days a week. So he's just working, not in just ChatGPT, he's working to learn all the different tools in AI so that he gets his literacy up and then builds his skills up where he's already can hit the ground running with whatever he wants to do.
Yeah.
It's like, you know what? I mean, you weren't paying for college, however. So, I mean, if he's already at that 19, if he's looking at it and going, this is a fucking waste of time.
He can go back to school later.
If he ever does.
If he ever does.
If he ever does.
He can take 5 years and do this.
That's exactly what I told him. I said
5-6 years and do this. And
I said,
totally
dude, I didn't go to high school. I mean, I didn't go to college for 5 years. I took off and worked, but I also was academically suspended from 4 community colleges. So, let's not use your father as a great example. However, but at the same time, I'm like, if you don't think you're getting the value, then you're not getting the value.
That takes a lot of bravery to do that.
He said, Michael, he's like, I need to talk to you about something kind of important.
That's completely being self-aware and self-leadership, and that's insane.
It's insane because he worked really hard. He worked really hard to get into military academies and all that stuff. Good. Texas A&M, all the, an Army scholarship, full ride scholarship, very hard to do all of that shit. And then to do for a year and go, yeah, this is stupid. All these people, when they graduate, are already going to be 3-4 years behind, if not more.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, give them an internship with us.
100%.
Let them build some shit.
100%. Turn them on.
Next story.
I thought of you on the DoorDash because he's at almost 50 dashes.
That's fantastic. Yeah.
So he's getting his numbers
dude,
up.
I think my daughter's going to go back to doing it in the summer for a couple of days a week.
Yeah.
Why not?
Hit the peak times. Done.
Heck yeah. Yeah. So, all right.
Yeah.
We got some acquisitions.
What?
I think we got
singularly one.
Right?
Yeah,
one. So Engagedly acquired Hiring Tool. And when I saw this, I'm like, no shit. Really? I thought Hire Tool in my mind. I don't know why, but Hiring Tool, which is a really beloved ATS among startups. Anyhow, we normally don't talk about stuff like this when terms aren't disclosed. We just kind of assume it's a mercy.
Yeah, M&A is hard.
It is.
It is hard to get the terms because they don't really want the market to know.
Sure. Yeah.
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 But funding, I don't. If they don't disclose money, then they don't get funded.
So I don't think this was what we generally would say is a mercy kill because they didn't disclose terms. I don't think this is a blockbuster deal either. But this is kind of a bolt-on with some really good upside, I think, right? This is Hiring Tool gives them what really is a lightweight SMB style ATS.
Yeah, right.
It's got Gen AI kind of flavored throughout it. And it plays well with everyone in the market. So I think it's a cool little I think it's like buying a cool little plugin.
So Shri reached out to me a couple of months ago and said, we're on an acquisition spree. They need to be $1 million ARR or less. So no more because they didn't have the pot of money because they want to make a couple of these types of things. So what it shows the market is Engagedly is feedback, 360-degree feedback, performance management, et cetera, solidly. Success factors, if you will, early success factors. And now they're getting into the talent management space and probably the talent management space for the mid-market to SMB. We know Shri. He's been to a bunch of our shows and stuff like that. And I'm an advisor to Engagedly. And they're good people. Shri's a great CEO. He's a nice guy. I've known him since he lives in St. Louis. I've known him since he had him and 2 guys working in India. And that's it. The company was that big. And I think he came to one of our HRTX events.
He did. Yeah. Pretty sure he did.
Solid good. And then again, the idea of going from getting great at feedback and performance management and then that changing, and then adding recruiting. If you can tie those two things together, now you've got quality of hire.
Yeah.
Or at least you can solve the algebra.
Yeah.
Right. So good for them.
Yeah. Yeah. I love it. Good luck with everything. We'll get them on.
All right. Research. Ghost working, 58% admit they're pretending to work on a regular basis, and 92% have job search during work hours.
Yeah. Yeah.
That tracks for you, resumenow.com. You can look it up. So 92% is a considerable number, but I'm assuming that that's really 100%.
About what? Looking for?
Okay, so here's the deal. And this is we're going to go off the rails a little bit here, but this reminds me of the argument many have made about porn, right? Is watching porn cheating? Doesn't matter the answer. Of course, I would say no. Of course, it's not. Stupid. But being curious about other jobs isn't cheating either. Both. It can lead both in both cases. It can lead to problems on the excessive sides, extreme sides of things. So if you're watching porn for 23 of your 24 hours a day, yeah, okay, that's a problem. If you're spending 40 hours of your 40-hour work week looking at jobs, okay, that's a problem. But if you're using a looking for jobs bid as just a way to break up some of your time, you're like, I wonder what software engineers are getting paid this, I don't see any problem with that.
No, I don't see a problem with that. But this is where I think the argument for RTO is, right? If I'm paying you, you're on my time, you're looking for another job.
Okay.
Now you can do that in the office. I get that, right? And I've done that. I mean, you can do that in the office, no big deal. But yeah, I think that's where the argument is. It's kind of like, if you're on my dime, I need you to do my work.
Interesting.
And now I fully am I'm on both sides. I don't care, one or the other.
Outcome based.
If I go to get a corporate job and they say, hey, this is an in-office job, I can't bitch about that.
Right.
I can take it, or I don't have to.
That's exactly. It's like the Starbucks deal. You don't want to wear black and the green thing.
Take a hike.
Dutch Brothers. Yeah.
So with this at home.
Yeah.
This is where it's kind of like the employer with an at-home employee population.
Right.
I still believe today it's 9 to 5.
Yeah. Yeah.
In the employee's mind, probably not so much. The disconnect is there. So in the employer's mind, looking for a job at 12 in the afternoon or 10 in the morning, that's a fucking problem for him. Unless we have the agreement that you're just working and getting your stuff done.
If the outcomes,
companies are there.
Not everyone can be it is outcome based.
No.
I get that.
Yeah.
But for those that are, why would you ever care about how they got to the outcome?
You should care more about why they're looking for a job than that they are.
100%. 100%. I agree.
So, all right. I got one here. So disagreeable employees.
Sounds like me.
Yes. Disagreeable. But William Tinka might be the only one telling you the truth.
No.
Disagreeable employees might be the only ones telling you the truth. So I really like this. This came out of WorkHuman. This isn't necessarily research, but this came out of WorkHuman. Most companies say they want feedback.
No, they don't.
Until they get feedback, right? Kind of like you always say, how do you want your feedback, right? Like, don't ask me for feedback and then get pissed off at me if I'm telling you your baby's ugly, right?
Yeah.
So disagreeable employees aren't toxic by default.
No.
I've never, ever believed that. I've always enjoyed working with this to an extent, right? At some point it gets annoying, but that's a personal preference. But they're more likely to spot broken process, but they shut down because they know what's going to happen.
That's right. The retaliation.
The retaliation factor, right? So they shut down, they become the quiet ones, and they're often the genius in the room.
Yeah.
That you need.
I liked hiring people that had strong opinions and that they challenged the status quo. Like I enjoyed hiring people that would, especially with me, would tell me when I went too far, or, you know, I said the wrong thing, or this, and that. Like, just regular employees just go, "Hey, dude, like, you probably shouldn't use that word."
Yeah.
Ever.
Probably shouldn't tell this client to go fuck off.
You know,
I want my paycheck next week.
you know,
okay.
I mean, telling the client they're stupid is one thing. However, you know, like, I liked hiring people that were that way. You would see them as disagreeable, or people that are nonconformist or whatever you want. But at the same time, it's like, I as a leader love to have those people. I didn't want anyone to say yes to me.
Yeah, no, you need that.
I fed off of that. Like,
we've had people previously, previous companies like, "Oh my God, what's wrong with Ryan and William?" Nothing. We're just on opposite sides of the table.
Yeah,
they
think we're arguing. And it's like, no, we're trying to figure it out.
Yeah,
we have different ways of figuring it out.
Yeah, that's what works, and it's more often than not. Unfortunately, you know, I can't even admit this. I'm not even gonna say it.
Oh no, go ahead.
I can't even say
it. Come on.
More often than not, I come around to your side because I'm overthinking something. And so I come around to your side.
That's their quality. You actually think about it. I don't. Yeah. I just react to it.
Right. But then after I thought about it, and 48 hours later, I'm like, well, I arrived at the same fucking point.
Yeah, but it's
but I feel better inside.
Well, but that's the thing. People that are reflective, they want to research, they want to, you know, it's time to talk to people, you know, chat GPT, you know, all these types of things.
Hell yeah.
They want to make sure that, okay, yeah, it made sense. Maybe it didn't. Let me see. And again, reflective people are needed. If you have a bunch of people like, let's just use me as an example. If you have a bunch of me's in a room, that's not a good thing.
Ship's going down, baby.
That breaks out into a fight. There's nothing good there. You need
decisiveness is good. Making a decision is good.
Right.
Saying I'm going to make a decision and have no regret.
Right.
Love it. That's good. But if you make 20 of those,
exactly,
in a row,
you need a balance.
And you've got to, you need someone to be like, yeah, I got this. However,
I think this is true of great marriages too. By the way,
the
people that we know. And even ourselves, the people we know, there's a balance in that relationship. Somebody's got to be the person that says, you know, no, we can't go spend, you know, $140,000 on a car. Like that's just not smart. Yeah, I know.
We could do, honey, we cannot get the Maybach. How about we get this nice little boat over there? It's got 450, you know. Whatever. Anyhow,
70% of senior tech leaders are focused on upskilling their workforce for implementing AI, and another 68% are hiring workers skilled with technology, says EY. It's EY.com, so you can look up the study. I think it was a great report. There says that these are two of just of the stats in that report. So I just plucked two of them out of it. I like these numbers being higher, because we've seen these reports in the last year, and I mean, not great. But I think, you know, if you strip away the bias, because I think EY has kind of a consulting practice around transformation and stuff like that. Okay, whatever. But I like the fact that we're talking more about adoption, user adoption, AI adoption in particular. So the more we talk about it, the more we possibly do it, the better. So I like reports like this. I like the findings. I like the numbers being a little bit higher than, you know, I would have thought they would have been. So good on EY. Hopefully people are out there doing their bit. And again, none of it's easy. Totally get it. You're going to fail a bunch, but just adopt, try.
Totally cool. Yeah. Just adopt it. Okay. This is one, it's not research. This is a posting though. That was on LinkedIn.
Okay.
It's by a woman named Roshni Chalani.
Okay.
So she's kind of an influencer, I guess, in a space. So anyhow, she had a post that it said, "I learned more in 8 weeks of unemployment than I did in 8 years of my corporate life."
Oh.
I was like, "Whoa,
that's bold."
Okay, let me read it. Yeah. Okay. And so it's got thousands and thousands of comments on it, and you know, all this stuff. So anyway, this is a LinkedIn post. This story is from, I think it was 2023, but she posted it this past Wednesday. So it happened to her in 23.
Got it.
She posted it this past Wednesday. So here's what she said. My manager called me into the office and said, Roshni, due to workforce reduction, we're letting go of some team members. I'm sorry, but you're one of them.
Yeah. I'm here to fire you, Jerry.
Yeah, I'm here to fire you. This is how the post started. So here's her things that she learned. I want to read these off to you.
Yeah.
And get your thoughts on these. I'll go through all 7 real quick and then I'll let you comment on them. No one is layoff proof. The second thing, be part of office politics. And in parentheses, she said, I mean it. Play the game. Number 3, open door policies are often a myth. 4, the signs are there if you're willing to look. 5, watch for internal red flags. When they start asking for repeated documents, tracking deliverables more closely, or managing your time, understand they may be planning to let you go. 6, loyalty doesn't guarantee safety.
Right.
And 7, prepare your safety net. Gather your docs routinely.
Gather your docs, is that more or less downloading from the file server?
That's what I thought. No, the extension of that context, sorry.
Okay.
Her extension of that was
steal shit from your employer.
Get all the pens and pencils you can. Get your reference letters, like recommendations from
have your ducks in a row. Yeah.
Yeah, get contact information from people that you're cool with, things like that. Get your ducks in a row.
She's right. I can't. There's of all of them listed, I can't argue, but for one, it's the number one. No one is layoff proof. The owner that has a majority of shares is layoff proof.
True.
Yeah, but that's like corporate, and she's talking about corporate America.
Yeah.
But like CEOs, this is what most people don't understand. The executive team is their agents for the shareholders. So
Correct.
all of them can be laid off. Right. So only in this instances where you're an entrepreneur, founder, owner, etc., and you own a majority of the shares, you can't be laid off. You can't fire yourself.
Correct.
And no one else can fire you, even unless you've got a board of directors and again, you don't have a majority of shares, because you can overrule the board of directors if you're the majority shareholder. So
look her
great
up.
advice. Great advice.
Look her up. Roshni Chalani. She's on LinkedIn.
Good Irish name.
Yeah, she's got a lot of activity on her LinkedIn profile. So there you go.
Let's do some funny.
It's time for funding.
Let's do some funding. Here we go. AwardCo builds culture, incentives, behavior, and powers modern engagement through employee recognition and rewards. So total rewards play. Mm-hmm. Raise $165 million while surpassing the $1 billion valuation mark. It's a big deal. It's a PR Newswire. You can go look at that. So it's a unicorn, right? Mm-hmm. So these are the stats that I got kind of when I read the repressor. I'm like, this is cool. AwardCo has grown to over 6 million users across 163 countries and offers more than 300 million reward options. Those are astounding numbers.
Yeah.
6 million users, just stop there. Like, okay, there's that. 163 countries. I believe last time I looked, there was only 194 countries.
Something, yeah.
Yeah, they kind of keep changing the names of some of those places, whatever. Not sure. Yeah. Well, I'm not gonna do the Trump deal about Africa.
We'll be one less. Canada's going to be U.S. soon.
51st state.
Yeah.
For all of our friends, but big numbers, and I'm really happy for them. But unicorns in our space, they're few and far between.
Yeah.
So good for them. $60-something million. Big number. All right, I got another one. Ready? MITRE. MITER. Cloud-based HR finance operations platform that empowers next generation of construction and service contractor raise $38 million. So Business Wire, you can learn a little bit more about that. I love industry solutions like this. These niche solutions that basically say, we're going to do this industry for healthcare, whatever, but construction, you and I have seen a couple of things for construction.
Yeah.
So I love that because that traditionally has been a very inefficient space.
Yeah.
So I really like that there's going to be more and more efficiency garnered there. So good for them.
Yeah, love it. There we go.
Damn.
Yeah.
They got.
Chime. We know Chime.
We do know Chime.
Yeah, Chime and Jason Lee, and he's running over there now. So they file for IPO at a $25 billion valuation, and they name your own Dallas Mavericks arena. So found this on TechCrunch.
That's cool. So it'll be the Chime. It was the American Airlines Center.
Yeah,
so
I don't
now
know
it's going
what
to be
it's
the
gonna
Chime
called,
Center.
Nah, Chime Bell Center. I don't know. Chime something. I don't know.
Dude,
We'll
that's
see.
cool. Good
So I found this because I was looking for fraud stories. I figured I'd bring up fraud stories after we got to talking last week.
Yeah.
So anyway, what I found, however, is Chime has been on it behind the scenes. They found they cut their support cost by over 60% per user over the last 3 years, and fraud is down 29%.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, so they cut overall losses. Check this number from 203 million down to 25 million in just 1 year.
That is absolutely fantastic. So they're on it, like you said.
They are on it, yeah. But and I thought this was cheap, and maybe just because it's Dallas and Dallas sucks.
They do.
$33 million on your Dallas Mavericks to slap their name on the arena and the jersey over the next 3 years. So I think it's 30. I'm not sure if it's 33 million a year or over. Right. That just seems
it's tiny. Again, once they traded Luka, the fans, even season ticket holders, stopped going to the games. But they just got the number 1 pick, Cooper Flagg, and he's incredible. Fans been watching him since he was in high school, so he's amazing.
Well, we'll see. Maybe. I mean, the whole idea of the branding piece, people are probably like, "Why?"
That's terrible.
It's a brand grab.
Yeah,
so
smart.
This is a brand grab, and it makes sense to me because they're trying to lock in cultural relevance now. Right, with Gen Z, because those are the most, the people that are most attending basketball games right now.
Right.
And the fans before going public, right? So
I don't hate that.
Gain the popularity, become that brand, go public.
They've got a wonderful consumer brand. And Jason, like you said, is building out the B2B brand. Yes. So the enterprise brand. And first of all, I love them going public. I wish I had an inroad to get early shares. Because the valuation, they're going to kill it. They're going to do well.
I wish I would have bought fucking Bitcoin in 2019 at $111,000. It's $111,000 now. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, we wouldn't be talking. We'd be on a boat somewhere in the Caribbean.
Yeah.
So good for Chime, good for Jason. I mean, good for everybody.
Yeah.
Even the Mavs. Poor Mavs.
They
were in the final. Here's just to put a little dot on that I. They were in the finals last year.
Yeah.
The finals.
Yeah.
Finals.
There you go. No. Not anymore.
No. A year later. Sounds like something Dallas would do. All righty. Coworker.ai launches first AI teammate with deep organizational context, raises 13 million seed round. It's a big seed. OpenPR.com. You can take a look at that. AI teammate is designed to handle complex cross-functional work with the consistency and judgment of a skilled colleague. So they've built what you've been talking about for almost a year. So this person just rolls right next to you, and they're doing complex stuff just as if it was another colleague. And so just coworker.ai, go take a look at them. Good raise as a seed round.
Yeah, like that.
That's a big round. So good for him.
There we go. Okay, Simple Closure. Never heard.
Yeah, I didn't know that name.
Simple Closure. They raised $15 million to automate startup shutdowns.
I saw this. Yeah.
So this is actually a really strong play. Carta.
This is the turn off the lights deal.
Yeah, turn off the lights. Your startup's out. Wow. Let's get rid of all this stuff because there's a lot of shit that has to happen legally.
The roll down is
roll down is big. So Card is backing them, and to do so, check this out. To do so, they shut down their own shutdown product. So Simple Closure essentially is going to wind up being Carta, right? Product. So go get on the advisory board to buy your stock now. So they like to play. I like to play. You like to play.
I love it.
It's a really messy space. And
that's tough.
It's crazy expensive. They've already helped over 1,500 founders close up shop, and they returned over $70 million to investors.
Yeah.
During that process. So
that's just a good idea.
Yeah.
That's first of all, that's a win for everybody. I love that Carta's involved because I love Carta. I have 2 different accounts on Carta actually. So I love Carta, and I love the idea of like that is just you get to the end of a startup and everyone's sucked all the emotions and all the morale and all it is.
Yeah.
It's filled with emotion, and if you can have something in that just says we need a checklist. Do this, do this.
They do it, they process it, I don't know what their fees are, they probably take percentages of whatever, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, that's brilliant. Genius. Ryan Sweep, great name for a company, raises $22.5 million to help businesses stay ahead with an agentic workspace for go-to-market systems. So check this out, PR Newswire. They connect Salesforce, HubSpot, and any of the other kind of go-to-market sales and marketing engines that you have. And they embed intelligence directly into those systems. And so Sweep enables companies to maximize the platform investment. So you get more out of Salesforce, out of HubSpot, and whatever other tools that you're using, you get more out of them without adding headcount or relying on consultants. So this is a thing that lays on top. It's pulling all the data out of those things and then serving it back up. And so it's called Sweep.
Sweep. I do like that name.
I do. Sweep.
I do like that name. StackPack raises $6.3 million to help companies untangle the vendor chaos. So spend, renewals, contracts, and risk.
Yeah.
That's what StackPack manages. So companies are drowning in the tools that they use. Big contracts, big contract. And sometimes shit gets lost.
Yeah.
Payments are made that should not have been made. All of this stuff. So I think random subscriptions. I mean, I probably got a ton of random subscriptions that I don't even know about.
Right.
So anyhow, StackPack brings all of this to the top and they manage it. So they give finance, HR, and IT teams kind of one place to play and to see all of their subscriptions, all of their vendors, all of the tools that they're using in one place. So they just raised $6.3 million. They work with 50 plus companies right now, and they're currently managing $510 million in spend.
$500 million, Pat.
Across those 50 companies. So scale that.
Procurement's going to love that too.
Yeah.
They've got to love that
But think about that. If you scale the companies they work with, let's say they work with 200 companies, you're talking $5 to $10 billion of spend easily.
I love that idea. That's 2 really good ones in a row for you.
Look at that. Kudos to me.
All right. Attensi, a provider of game-based solutions and skills for people development, has secured $25 million. This was on newsfilecorp.com, so you go there and look at it. Now, the big news here, because they're basically gamifying skills development. Okay. Check. And they're great at it. Check. This is non-dilutive, meaning not equity. So the 25 million, it was 25 million, right? 25 million was not in equity. So I went and looked at this and made sure I got the definition correct. Non-dilutive growth refers to capital a company receives without giving up any equity or ownership. This type of funding allows businesses to retain full control and ownership, unlike traditional equity investments, which investors receive shares in exchange for capital. So they got $25 million in a line of credit, in debt, whatever the bid is, but raising $25 million in that way is not easy.
Yeah.
You have to have a successful company, like a really successful company. And I'm sure investors are just clawing at them trying to get in. And so, first of all, it's a cool company.
Attensi.
So basically, Attensi, and I believe it's German based.
Okay. Nice.
There you go.
I've got one here. Company is called Throne.
Watch the Throne, Jay-Z.
Throne raises $4 million to turn your toilet into a gut health lab. I don't know, man.
Who better to check that than a toilet?
I love it.
Have you ever sat on a Japanese toilet?
No, I haven't. No.
Oh my God, it's life-changing. Seriously. No, seriously, Ryan, there's no joking in this bit. A Japanese toilet, they're upper scale. They absolutely, I have them at one of the hotels in Vegas. Can't remember which one, but it has a bidet.
Mm-hmm.
It has washing at whatever temperature you want. Has heating at whatever temperature you want. Front, back, side to side. Dude, it is like the first time I sat on one.
Way too much.
I was in there for like an hour, just trying to
What are you doing?
like looking at doing the different buttons. Like you can make it cold. When you advise that, you can make it hot. Like all that stuff. So for me, this makes sense. It's there.
Yeah. So this is what it's a kind of a little toilet lab. It's pretty cool. So anyway, Throne started as a joke at a poker game. Now it's got $4 million. It's a $4 million backed startup building an AI powered toilet add-on that analyzes your business.
Genius.
To detect gut health. So I don't hate this.
I don't hate it at all.
When it's on the market, I will buy one 100%. Now, this isn't a full toilet. This is like a clip-on, right? Like it's like an add-on to your toilet, but it's a camera. It scans whatever you do in there, and it tells you, hey, here's what it is. You're high on iron, low on iron.
Oh,
you got
interesting.
this, you got that. And it helps your gut health and signs of chronic conditions, dehydration or hydration levels. I love it. I think it's a win. And the moment I can get that, I am buying it for everybody that I know if it's cheap enough.
Who is the person? There was an artist, I think from Motown, that Motown era, that got in trouble for putting cameras in toilets. You know what I'm talking about?
No. He went about it the wrong way. He would have.
It was for a different bit.
Point the camera down, and you would have had some money.
This was faced up. This was a different. Different outcomes. Claire raises over $23 million to provide secure, simple, earned wage access. EWA. Business Wire. So if you want to check that out. We discussed TapCheck receiving $225 million in equity.
Wage. Yeah.
TapCheck.
Tap wage?
TapCheck. In equity and debt. So it was $25 million in equity and then $200 million in debt. So they could do that bit. But earned wage access, man, it is hot.
Yeah.
So there you go. There's that. All right. Last one. Flip. Great name. Secures $28 million to expand new AI-powered capabilities to deskless, not dickless, deskless workers. GetFlip, which is their domain, getflip.com. And the funding will help them focus on rolling out Flip Intelligence, an AI-powered solution that automates shift planning, knowledge management, feedback collection, and the onboarding processes.
Okay.
So that's basically what they're doing, mostly with that money, and then the sales and marketing with it.
Very nice. And that's it. We're done.
Dude, I'm surprised. We had some really good stories.
Yeah.
I have to say.
Yeah. No, this is fun. And so here's the deal. Next time I see your smiling face, we'll be